The following program, Thai Ties, is proudly brought to you by Singer Beer, the original Thai beer since 1933. And Tangola Asian, the specialist in Thai food groceries in Victoria. Visit tangolafood.com.au to find out how to order. Previously on Thai Ties, I prepared to make my very first trip out to Suvarnabhumi Airport in Bangkok, Thailand. And although he hadn't come from as far, my Thai father, Wacharan Ratanapinta, was on his way to the same place where we would reunite after 4 years apart. Therefore, my quest into my Thai heritage will continue in this edition when we have an extensive look into the Thai Language School of Melbourne. We go into the kitchen once more with Kun Ronachai Rakum. We'll head out to the Rajamangala National Stadium to see the Suzuki Cup game between Vietnam and Thailand to see what it means to be a patriot in Thailand. And also what it means to have street smarts in a whole new way when I hit the streets of Bangkok. Roy Gatong, my dad was singing some sort of fire-related festival on the 29th of November. Thus, I think it's fair to say I had well and truly rocked up in Thailand, and I was alongside my Thai father for the first time in 4 years. The Thai people have a passion for fire displays, fireworks, fire shows, anything to do with fire, the Thai people embrace it. And if you go out to the islands, they have an incredible fire show that they show off to the visiting Phalangs. But that's for another place, time and episode.
The first beer between me and you, son and father.
Oh, you know, I can't believe when I first saw my dad, he was, that moment was just, it baffled me to see what, after 4 years, what my dad looked like, and his personality, he's still so happy. To be here in Thailand, it's hot, naron, or just to be immersed in this culture. I've been preparing for so long to be in Thai culture, but to be here, I can't believe it. This is unreal. I love it so much, and it's so good to see my dad. We'll head back out to Bangkok later on in this show, but first we're now going to have an extensive look into the Thai Language School of Melbourne. One of their teachers, Kuruchari, has been teaching us vital Thai phrases needed when travelling to the land of smiles. And as well as an adult education, the school offers classes to minors. Thus, the school provides an opportunity for parents of half-Thai children to assure their kids are well informed of Thai culture and speak fluent Thai language. Now, being I didn't have such an opportunity as a Thai Aussie growing up, I thought I'd catch up with some of the Thai parents to see how they'd go about influencing their children's Thai roots into their everyday life in Melbourne.
My name is Ampon Pochiengdi, and my son here is Leroy Pochiengdi. Leroy, come here. What's your name? Say your name in Thailand. ผมชื่อ Leroy. Leroy is his mother Italian, but she born here. So what we try to do, we just try to keep him like know like the culture where his father and mother come from. So and we've been to Thailand like pretty much like every couple of years. And the hard thing is like when we there, if he can't speak Thai and he don't know what to do. I mean, it's very hard for the cousin and grandmother and grandfather in Thailand as well. So it's good if he can like speak Thai. At the moment, he just not pretty much like 100%, but he just like, a little bit. So hopefully one day he can speak with the grandparent like fully Thai, and he can understand.
My name is Sakon Ka.
And your son or daughter?
I have 2 daughters. older one Nakira, and the younger one Sabrina,
And they're Thai Australian.
and then Thai Australia.
Okay.
You can't have everything perfect, are they?
Okay. How so?
So what we do at home is we speak Thai.
Yes.
Yes, and then my husband speak English, and then sometimes I ignore her because I want to encouraging her to speak Thai. So yep, to me, so I ignore her. Yes, so I said to her, well, I don't understand. I don't understand English. Can you speak Thai? So she speak Thai back to me, and then I do what she want me to do. That is good to encouraging her to speak Thai at home with me. Yeah, because she went to school every day. She easy to pick up in English. Yeah.
ภาษาอังกฤษ
Yeah, ภาษาอังกฤษ. That's right. Yeah.
My name is Somjit Gitlitz.
Yes.
Yeah, and I have 3 children.
Yes.
The first one is Aran Gitlitz. He is 8 years old, and the 2 girls, they are twins, 3.5 years. Yeah. I think it's more like difficult with the little ones, with the little girls. I keep talking to them in Thai, and it's more fun. But with the boy, he started to respond to be in English.
ภาษาอังกฤษ
ค่ะภาษาอังกฤษค่ะ when he start to go to school. Yeah, so it's more difficult with the boy. It's my first son, but with the little girls, it's much easier and it's more fun, and we can communicate and show more emotions.
We have one son, which is Thai-legist here, and we're now attending the Thai school, so he can learn to speak to his relations in Thailand.
Absolutely.
He's got lots of relations.
Yeah.
He's dual. What is it?
Citizen?
Dual citizen. Yes, he's a dual citizen.
How old is he?
He's 5.5, coming on 6. I think his mum is actually a practicing Buddhist.
Oh, there you go.
So
Spirituality.
she would like him to realise and know all about that sort of side of the family.
Yep.
And I would like him to know more about the religious side of things too, because I think the Buddhist religion is actually probably the best religion in the world.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
As you can see from all the dramas that we're having with the
everything else.
everything else. I won't go in further than that.
Fair enough, mate,
Yeah. He's pretty much like, even at home, like he's always think like he's like Buddhist, and that not really, but he's always respect like.
Yeah.
For example, like he's always wearing a necklace of like Thai monk, and like have blessing from Thailand. He doesn't want to take it off. He get it since he's like in Thailand like years ago.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to cut it off.
Getting dirty? Or?
Yeah. Getting red. We keep watching it.
Oh, good.
Now, as well as language, the Thai culture and etiquette is equally as important when attempting to raise a half-Thai Australian in Melbourne. However, sometimes it's easier said than done.
I actually have my mom live with me here, but I found that like my son, because he is more Western, and sometimes he doesn't really respect grandparents, and like sometimes he touch my mom's head, which is like very unacceptable for my mom. So we have to gradually teach him that that's not suitable for Thai kids to do like that with grandparents.
Because Thai culture is not allowed to wear a shoe inside the house. That is one way. By the way, I'm not lazy to clean the house, but that is what my Thai culture do. You have to leave shoe outside.
I raised with that. Yeah.
Yes, okay. And then I teach her about how to eat Thai food. And I start with hot a little bit.
Good.
Yes, and then start a little bit hot. Yeah.
It's very important because for us, we live in this area, and it's only one place that we can bring them to study Thai. There's the other one in the city, but it's a bit far for us. So if we don't have Thai school, then it's like there is nowhere else that we can bring kids to learn Thai language. Even though we can teach at home, but they still have to communicate with other kids.
If I had learned Thai language like these kids are, my current trip to Bangkok might be a tad easier. Speaking of which, my cultural journey will continue after the break when we see how patriotic the Thai people can be, as well as being challenged merely walking the streets of Bangkok.